When I guess I better explain some stuff. You gotta explain, especially for the way people be acting today. Um, when I said drop you down to hell with that person, what I mean by that is that you gotta look at it on the physical, but in the physical, there's a hell and a heaven. Hell would be uh, um, just a poverty life, a slum life, just rough. Everything around it rough, drama, murders, all that. That's what it said, inhumane stuff, just ruthless. Well, uh, if you somebody that done advance out of that situation and you was forcefully stuck in the same atmosphere, well, that was probably because of that flame, and your flame probably was attacking you secretly or whatever. So once you acknowledge it, they gonna keep you there because before you don't acknowledge it, you're gonna be still be intercepted with these people. You're gonna be still dealing with these people, and they're gonna be still doing magic on you secretly. So once you acknowledge it, you're not around them no more. You don't cut off ties with them. They're not taking hair samples. you know, you know, they're not secretly doing stuff to you. So what you gotta do is that. What you gotta do is you gonna acknowledge it. Then the spiritual justice is gonna take charge, and they're gonna take you to a park. Like if she came over here now, I couldn't even hug her. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't touch her. You know what I'm saying? Cause they're gonna take you to a park, and when they bring you down, that in other words, at first you were down because they kept doing magic. They were doing this, family doing this. Well, you gotta cut yourself off from the whole family, from everybody who's doing whatever. And once you acknowledge what's really going on with you, they're gonna cut the cords between you and that person. Because it's basically like the family swapped out twins or flames. The family didn't want you, they wanted the other one. Because that person more down to earth. But it ain't down to earth, it's just a more hellish lifestyle. And it ain't of God, you know what I'm saying? So, um, they're gonna cut the. So in other words, now you're not stuck because they're doing magic on you, tricking you, acting like they're your friend, blackballing you, blackmailing you, messed up agenda, all that. Now you down and you watching the spiritual realm untie y'all to cut the cord. Once that's done, it's almost like what people say about devil did. Like you sacrifice somebody, if that person don't die, then devil gonna look for somebody. You gotta give up somebody. Stuff like that. It's same rules apply, just in different pattern, just in different platform or formats. Same thing. So they cut this person cord off and hooked up to whoever she kept playing around with and dealing with, and now they're gonna just put me with a whole different family, a whole different group of people, a whole different set. That take time, years, 5, 10 years exactly. Uh, hopefully not more, but 5 to 10 years exactly. Just like a deal. So even for the person who got sacrificed, or whoever the person that's on the good, that process still remains the same. See that it's a frequency, it's a timeline. Somebody shifted it, and you can't just put it back together. It gotta fade in and out. So these people don't belong in your timeline. These people are fake. These people are not even of your timeline. They are not even supposed to be in your timeline. This energy is not supposed to be there. So they gotta fade that energy out. What people gotta start questioning themselves is that people need to say, why are they in everybody? If they don't like us and they don't want to be around us, Why are they in our energy? Because they destroy theirs. That's why I say hell won't work. They destroy theirs. The love and the sex and all that, the stuff that they was obsessed with, is not good over there because those people are burned out with it. The light bulb is out. They need fresh energy to make it feel good, even if it's just temporary. Like, let's use a person, for example, that's badly contaminated to the point where their body hurts. And it hurts even more to deal with people that's just like them. So they go over here to new energy and they enjoy that window of time. I seen this with my own eyes. They enjoy that window of time and they know that you finna get sick though. They know you finna be hurting and they just gonna wait on you, literally wait on you. And you coming out, why you do this? Why you give me this? I went and got checked. Why this happened? What's going on with me? And they just gonna say, oh, you did. You ain't nobody tell you to lay up with me. You want to do it. You did. That's it. That's just drama. It's like, that's that hell attitude. And they even get a thrill out of that. Cycles. So that's what they do. They go into new people timeline. I mean, they go into new people. They sacrifice people for their energy, their frequency, which in turn put them on somebody else's timeline. And then the ancestry realm got to basically pause the world to clean up that thing. And honestly, if the physical justice would do their job, it wouldn't be so bad. Because a lot of them are in on it. If they quit taking these under the table, it's too much under the table and not enough on the table. Like real. So it's like the physical justice will not even exist without the spiritual justice. So going around it is irrelevant. I think they got a book somewhere where how they do crooked systems. And I read like a chapter somehow, but that same part is in the Bible. And it says if you do this, this is what the outcome gonna be. And that's exactly what's going on. That outcome that it says going on, that's gonna be, it's time consuming. Because God gotta come back, basically pause the world, because God creates everything. He gotta pause the world because God gotta fix this timeline, clean all these people off the timeline. And that's why God just starting a whole new program. And they ain't all them magic people, all them people keep doing that, He gonna bind them all together. That's why even if you wanted to do stuff, you can't do it. Because right now we separating the wheat from the whatever they say, however they say that. You know what I'm saying? Wheat from the thorns or something like that. We separating them. Because it ain't working no more. It ain't working now. It's a snake eating his own tail. Like, you know you shouldn't be with these people. You know you can't be with these people. You know you don't need to be with these people. And you over there with these people. They gonna clean you on up. And you gonna go back to your people. And as you go back to your people, you gonna contaminate your people. And then boom, that's gonna stop the frequency. God gonna have to stop all that because God is energy. God is what we're getting this source from, energy. And you can't contaminate God. That's why I don't know why people act like they don't believe in God. It's impossible not to believe in God. God is the source of energy. So if God take His light out of the world, what you got? You ain't got nothing. If God take His light out of the world, you don't have anything but pain. Even the drugs ain't good in that world. And I could prove that, but I shouldn't have to, so I'm not going to tell you. You should know. Y'all done did enough drugs out there to know. You do the same drug all the time. What you do, you look for another drug. It don't work. And then once you done did what people ain't questioning and asking themselves, well, what if you done did them all? Exactly. Hell. Hell on earth. Hell on earth. That's what's going on, though. That's why I'm sitting right here. A lot of people got my engine messed up, and I understand my network's messed up. Everything is screwed up, scrambled up, bad. And it's all part of the deal. The deal is the deal. That's why the deal got to go through. I know people like, well, if God know you do, yeah, God. What can God? God can do it, but why would God do that? That's a frequency. It's got to fade in and out. Cause then God will have to adjust all the energies and all the frequencies. That's crazy. Just let that frequency put things back right, and it's gonna have to fade in and out. The bad frequency is gonna have to fade out so that the original people of that frequency can fade back in it. That's just the way it go, man. That's why it's a 5 to 10 year contract. Because the first 3 to 4 years you're gonna be on your high horse. Year 5, you're gonna realize I made a terrible mistake. Year 6 or 7, you're gonna be like, you're gonna be scared, waiting on that moment because you're gonna see it's coming. The person who actually did it, and up to year 10, the person who got sacrificed will be back to getting ready to get back into that energy, and this is where you get purgatory, dark night of the soul, and incarnation from. Sometimes even incarnation. That's why if you look at like Mr. Baldwin, he got a showing out when this woman was incarnated. That's so real right there. Some people actually lose their bodies in that situation, still won't die. And so what happened is y'all call it possession, but it's like if somebody is on a near death and you know they're supposed to die, and all of a sudden all of a sudden they healthy, all of a sudden you don't know what happened. They went through this little seizure moment, this little blackout moment where their eyes do like this right here. All of a sudden, that's what it is. They sold and that person did die. The incarnation of that being that was stuck trapped in that purgatory is that wasn't supposed to die. Is just claimed a new body. That's it, man. That's it. Cause we here to do a job. What people gotta start saying, man, if I really want to go back home to heaven, if I really want to go back to heaven, if I really want to evolve out of this elementary state plane that we in, do your purpose. Do what God put you here to do. That's it. Because one thing I learned about our purpose is that you can't successfully do your purpose unless you walk like Jesus Christ. It's like they're all hand in hand. And if you think about it, if you do that, then you're going to realize, wait a minute, the relationship won't be bad if you go in that orderly structure. If you get into a lovable or family relationship, the family won't be bad. Because at that time, you built your house on God. Simple, bro. I thought we had I thought it was a lot of questions, but I answer questions myself, but it's not. They right in front of our face. We just don't want to accept it for what it is. And you got to get out of your pride. But yeah, that's where that process comes from. So I had to get back on here and explain that when God put you in hell or you stay in hell, and what I'm saying is staying stagnated. You feel like you should do better. You feel like you need to be doing better. You feel like you deserve to be doing better. But some reason you can't move. You done tried everything. You done did everything good to the best. And nothing is moving. That's what it is. Cords are being cut. People keep saying cut your cords. They used to say, I don't know if they still say that on social media like that. Cut your cords so easy, but it's hard. It's easier said than done. That's a process. Because you might be cutting from an actual tree, and they might be putting you to another tree. I think my man, one of the Marley, got a song out, and in the beginning, a woman say something. She was like, the tree eventually separates, go its way, and you go to another. You find another home, something like that. I can't remember, but that's pretty much how it go. So it's like I'm leaving my south node of my tree and going to a north node. That's it. Ain't no bad or good. It's just moving on, basically. Like, okay, I done elevated out of that. If that's what y'all doing, you know, that's south node stuff, I guess you could say. But that's what it is. They detaching you. They cutting cords, and it take years. You can tell when the cords are being cut, though. You can analyze your body. You can analyze their body. You can just see things. You might have had cancer or something. You might have had symptoms of real trauma, illnesses. And then all of a sudden, these causes, you didn't even notice. That's how people mysteriously, maybe how people mysteriously heal from cancer. They don't know why. What happened? That's what it is. They got away from something that was eating them alive. Like I said, it's a spiritual physician. It manifests in the spiritual before it get to the physical. So if you can heal yourself in the spiritual before it get to the physical, and even sometime after the physical, then you heal yourself in the spiritual, automatically you're gonna heal in the physical. That's why I say don't be so quick on cutting your limbs and stuff out. Because I had to think about that. Why is the human body so heavy? It seems heavier when they cut a hub. A human with just a hub seems heavier than a person with arms and legs. Why? Because their DNA from their arms and legs went to their hub probably. In other words, saying it was probably a way to make their stuff work again. We just didn't try hard enough, or somebody wanted a check, and maybe even worse, somebody wanted some legs. I hate to say it like that, y'all, but when you grow up like this and live in this kind of slum area, and you getting picked off, that's what the end result end up being. Because you know there's some real gangsters out here. We might have followed some people and said, why they do this to this person? Why they take this from that person? Why they take that? And find out somebody else needed it that had a lot of money. They might have not have told them to do that, but they did it. See, it get that bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it is now, but I just know I done went through enough and seen enough to where I'm cool by myself. I ain't finna play with no people. God bless me with a family, that's it. I'm good. I do business with you, that's it. I ain't finna be hanging out with you. It's just too much going on. And it's people that's too involved in it. And the way these systems and stuff is, programs is set up, they set up to where these people do wrong to you and they don't feel like they're doing wrong because it's one person do this person do that, and it's so small of a thing they're doing, they don't feel like it's that bad. You know what I'm saying? But these is groups. Now on the other hand, these organizations can be real good because they recognize, they know stuff we don't know, like floats and soul snatchers and stuff, and they go and sign these people, and so they can really watch these people and put them somewhere where it's more safer for the people, because they shouldn't really be mingling with normal people like that. So that's one good thing about it. But they know exactly what I'm talking about, though. And can you blame them for not telling them? Some stuff I wish I never said, because some people actually used it against me. Like, it's people out there literally trying to use the stir for evil. Imagine that. Imagine that. First and foremost, you gotta pray, you gotta meditate to get up there. Imagine watching a demon stir. And that's what falls into place again, where the devil know more about the Bible than you do. So imagine that. You know what that means in the spiritual though? That means some of that magic they put on you gonna work for a while. Because now they're trying to trick the spiritual. But it don't never work though. I done seen magic get all the way up to Jesus and them squad. I mean, they done put magic on me that went so far into the spiritual, in other words, tricking the spiritual, to the point it got up to Jesus them level, God them level, and they were like, what this is? God had come on back down again, fix all that, put it back right. And that's where the time come in at. That's where the blockages come in at. That's where the delays come in at for the whole world. That's where the detours come in for the whole world. You get what I'm saying? If you stop and God creates. So let's say you're a millionaire, billionaire, you got something extreme going on, and it's on a massive scale, then of course God gonna be in it, right? Okay, well, and then all of a sudden you hit this stopping moment. Like, man, why is this is not working? You spend money, this is not working, this is not working. That's what it is. That God had to stop because somebody messed with the frequency like that to that degree. Somebody over here messing with energy that you're not paying attention to. You don't even know these people. You could care less about these people. But what you don't know is these people probably one in your tree or two, maybe not in your tree, but they will, what they're doing to that frequency will affect the whole world eventually. So God has to stop. Let's just look at it like that. I ain't saying that's a fact. God stop what it's doing, creating, and come back down, fix this little bitty old problem that ain't got nothing to do with you, so that the world won't be affected in the future because of this little bitty problem. Then get back to the creating part, and that if that issue that God is fixing is taking 5 to 10 years, then you can look for your problem to keep occurring for 5 or 10 years. So now let me show you wealthy folks how that work on your situation. And I'm going to prove it to you right here, right now. And I'm piss poor broke. This is what it means. This is exactly what it means. It means this is how it look on your side. You finally got your project done in 10 years, but you spent 3 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times more than you was even thinking about spending. And at this point, you burn out with it. That's because you should have just paused the whole thing. Because the creator wasn't there with you. And you kept trying to use your money to create. And I can pretty much guarantee you after 5 to 10 years, somehow everything went back smooth. We got to watch what we got going on out here, y'all, because everything tied together.